The proudest moment.
The first time I tried to start a business.
Strongest character trait.
What's your name? What do you do?
My name is Anthony, aka Pinoproducer. I'm a music producer from London, and I am the co-founder of Intros Only, which is an events company for music producers.
So can you tell us the first time you ever tried to start a business?
The first time I ever tried to start a business was in 2015, just after I broke up with my girlfriend, actually. And
Did that inspire you to...
it actually inspired me to start my own business because, basically she broke up with me and she met someone else. And, I was really heartbroken by it. And I was like, I'm going to show her that, I can do better or whatever. It was really stupid. And so, like I said, I'm a musician, I'm a music producer, and I started a company called Crazy Keys, which is still going to this day and is actually part of Intros Only. And it's basically a company that does musical loops and phrases for producers that they can use in their production. And so I started doing that, and it actually got pretty big pretty quickly. And we're still going strong to this day. So that was 2015. So thank you to my ex-girlfriend.
What did you want to be when you were a kid?
Footballer.
And what do you think your younger self would say if they met you?
To be honest, I think most people would say this day. I'm not where I thought I would be. Obviously when you're younger, you think life's going to be a lot easier, and you think, things are going to come easier to you and you're going to be a lot further along. So I'd probably think, I should be a lot further along. I haven't worked as hard as I should have. Where I am now, I should have been 10 years ago. So
what would you say is your proudest moment as an entrepreneur?
We do this showcase once a year, and it's basically like the X Factor for music producers, and we have like about 25 producers from around Europe come and compete, and we fly out some really high profile hip hop producers from the States. And it was the first one we done in 2016. And obviously I was a nervous wreck because I'd never done anything like that before. I'd never hosted before. I'm super introverted, so the thought of getting up in front of a crowd and hosting to 100 plus people was just, and I actually had a little bit of a sob moment before because my mother passed away earlier that year, so it was super emotional. I was going through loads of stuff like that, and I still decided to carry on doing the show.
What would you say is your strongest character?
I'm a very much a now person. Like if I have an idea and I'll plan it and then I'll execute. I'm very quick on executing. I don't dilly-dally, I don't mess around. Even if the idea doesn't work or doesn't pan out how I thought, I'm very quickly on to the next. So I would definitely say execution and, actually going and doing it.
What's the most money you've ever lost or made?
I used to play poker back in the day. I was a really big poker, buff. I was on a really good winning streak. I remember for about 2 weeks, I probably won about 3 or 4 grand. On the last day, I lost about 1,500 quid in about 2 hours. Yeah, so that really, and this was a long time ago. I was probably about 22 at the time or something. And so obviously £1,500 to a 22-year-old just left uni is a lot of money. And I felt like crap, but I was up overall over the past couple of weeks, but yeah, that stung.
If you were given £1 million tax-free, what would you do?
Well, the obvious ones, I would make sure that my family, so my brother and his family were okay. I'd give some money to them. I would pay off my debts. I'd give some money to my girlfriend and her family. And then I would just start investing in, myself and my businesses.
What's the craziest thing you think you would spend or invest in?
I have like a mortgage background because I do mortgages and insurance. That's my kind of 9 to 5. So I'm very much into property and, investment properties and commercial properties and stuff like that. So I would buy a bunch of multi-unit kind of real estate properties and just start kind of going crazy with that.
Is capitalism evil or a good thing?
Definitely not qualified to answer this, but in my very crude understanding of capitalism, I think it's a level playing field for people, and people who really want it can go out and get it, and they get what they put in.
What's your most difficult customer client?
We get a lot of producers coming to our events and songwriters and artists as well, and some can be very just take. It's all about them, and it's a very friendly kind of vibe that we kind of promote in our events. But you do get the odd people that come and they have an ego and they want stuff for free and they're not willing to pay for events and not willing to invest in themselves, and they just want everything given to them. So I would say dealing with people like that and not kind of keeping a cool.
Have you ever been conned or tricked in business?
No, not conned or tricked, but definitely dealt with people that haven't delivered on what they said they were going to do. Artists promising to perform at our events, producers promising to come to our event, like big producers promising to come to our events and then not showing up, DJs, a lot of no-shows kind of thing, potential sponsorships as well from big companies that have, you know, pretty much at the 11th hour pulled the plug on potentially big, you know, sources of funding, so that kind of thing.
What's been your lowest point as an entrepreneur, and what did you learn from that experience?
But first, I'd say just the kind of anxiety of not knowing where it's going to go, if you're going to be successful, if you can keep doing it. I mean, every entrepreneur has those kind of moments pretty much daily. And also as well on a personal level, I'd say kind of balancing out with like, you know, my friendship and stuff, because once I'm into something, I'm very just tunnel vision, and sometimes, or a lot of times, I can like maybe not see my friends as much. They're like, oh, Anthony, you know, we'll see you no more, you know. And it's just like, I would hope that they would understand that I'm just kind of on a mission.
Tell us about time you've almost given up and that's it.
Even though I have like daily thoughts of, oh, I don't know if this is going to work out or not. I've never ever thought, okay, I'm going to pack it in. I've always just thought, okay, that didn't work. I'm going to have to rethink my strategy. And as well, I guess I've got the safety net of, because I still work 9 to 5 as well. Like, I say 9 to 5, but it's my dad and myself's business. Like, we're mortgage brokers and insurance brokers. So I've got the kind of safety net of, financial safety net of that.
What's your biggest insecurity?
You know, am I good enough? Do I know what I'm doing? I feel like a lot of the times I'm pretending almost that I'm some head of a company, and, you know, yeah, like, just like I'm a pretender really. I don't know what I'm doing. Also, I'm very introverted, so, you know, it sounds silly because I host all of our events, but going in front of a crowd, I'm very insecure about, am I good enough? Am I charismatic enough?
How do you switch your character when you go on stage?
I'm not gonna lie, I do have like a glass of wine before I start hosting, which helps loosen me up. But to be honest, I do it because I have to, and I like feeling of accomplishment after I've done it. So after I've hosted an event, even if it goes badly, I always feel like, okay, well, at least I've done it, you know.
What's the hardest thing about being a entrepreneur?
Definitely finding a reliable, dedicated team.
What's the most ridiculous venue owner you've ever had to deal with?
Like our showcase in 2017, we, you know, booked the venue and we booked it until 2, and the contract said till 2 a.m. in the morning. And what the idea was at 12 o'clock the showcase would finish, and then from 12 to 2 would be the after party, and like an after party kind of thing. But on the flyers, we put the showcase was 12 a.m. and we didn't put anything about the after party, because we didn't want to promote that. We didn't want people to just turn up to the after party. We wanted people to come to the showcase. And it was about 12:15, and then the owner starts turning off the lights, and we're like, mid-show, and we're like, what are you doing? He's like, yeah, well, it's 12 a.m, show's over. And I was like, well, we've got it till 2, and he said, well, on your flyers it says 12 a.m. And we're like, well, look at the contract, it says 2 a.m. And he's like, well, I've sent us the bar staff home now, so if you're not done in 10 minutes, we're turning off the lights and going home. We had people from Czech Republic, from Sweden, and like we couldn't do the big announcement of the big winners at the end. We just had to quickly rush. Yeah, the winners are such and such. See you later, good night. And it really messed us up. And, you know, and they had the audacity afterwards, because we needed to pay the rest of I think it was a bar spend or some kind of deposit. It was only about 200-300 quid. To email us and say, yeah, we need the rest of the deposit, please. Like, you know, basically something to get lost. And we went back and forth for a little bit. And then, yeah, that was definitely the most ridiculous situation we've dealt with.
What do you think is the biggest mistake that entrepreneurs make?
Thinking that it's going to be a lot easier than it actually is. Definitely that. I think, you know, people think, oh, I've got this cool idea. I'm going to hire a little workspace as an office, hire a team, and then we're going to be the next Instagram. You know, not realizing how actual difficult it is, and how you have to treat it like not even a 9 to 5, like a 9 to 9. Like, you literally have to come in and grind every single day, every hour.
What inspired you, Dave?
Well, it helps that I really love, you know, what I do, and I have a vision of what I want it what I want intros to be. We've come so far with, to be honest, not any funding, with not much help really. We're all self-funded, we're all doing it ourselves, and a very, very small team. And it's not even like it's like a popular idea. It's a very kind of niche market, and so to start a producer event or events, and for it to grow to where it is now, I'm very proud of that, and I want to see it through to the end. Like I said, basically what we're trying to do is become the X factor for music producers and fill out big arenas with big celebrity judges, on some Simon Cowell type stuff. So that really, really gets me excited.
Is poverty a choice? Do people choose to remain in poverty?
Oh no, I think because I'm half Filipino, so I go home regularly and I see poverty there, and it's definitely not a choice. People are definitely subjected to poverty, whether it's political reasons or they're just unfortunate to grow up in an area or a country where there's not many resources and people aren't really trying to help. So I give example as being half Filipino. Like if you're a Filipino kid in the rural parts of Philippines, there's not much there. I mean, I guess now with the internet, if you get your hands on a phone and start filming cool content and you blow up, so anyone can make it. It's a lot easier now than it was 15, 20 years ago, but it's still by no means easy. I mean, if you're a kid in the Philippines and you don't have a phone, what are you gonna do?
Did you ever take out debt to get your business started?
Not take out debt, but definitely, like I said, self-funded, and used a lot of my own personal money to fund it. Like 10-ish grand. And that's a guess. I have to rethink that, but yeah, I'd probably say that.
If you became the leader of the world, what would your first action be?
I don't know how, but I would implement some kind of policy where I would really try and eradicate poverty, or at least get everyone to have a minimum standard of living, and also eliminate taxes.
What's the most shameful thing you've ever done tonight?
So I was even like a kind of mini entrepreneur back in school, and one of the things we used to do was, when those when T-Mobile was 1-to-1 and they had the really cheap SIM cards, and I used to buy them from this Indian guy and come and sell them in school for obviously more. And I remember I went halves with this guy, my friend Damien, from school to buy them, and I ended up just obviously went halves on it, selling them and then keeping the money. Damien, I'm sorry. I think he's doing really well now, so he's not bothered by it. But yeah, when I link up with him next, I'll buy him a drink or something.
And finally, any short statements, short quotes, or anything like that you would say to inspire aspiring entrepreneurs?
If you're really miserable in your 9-to-5 and you want to start doing something of your own, like everyone says, to follow your passion, which I agree with to an extent, but I would say, and it's kind of like a concept that Steve Harvey, talks about, is rather than following your passion, follow your gift, and follow that you're really good at and that comes easy to you. So for myself, for example, even though I'm a music producer, I'm actually like a pianist by trade. And when I started doing Crazy Keys, which grew really quickly, rather than concentrating on being a producer and trying to work with artists and get placements and stuff like that, I just started making piano loop packs, and I was smashing them up quick because I was really good at it. Made quite a lot of money. I was making as much as I was in my 9-to-5 doing that. And that, from doing that, working on my gift, which was really easy, took zero effort, I was able to fund the stuff that I did want to do. So the events and the producer stuff. So basically use your gift to be able to do your passion in the long run. That's what I would say.